Good morning to one and all. Welcome you all to the Daily Indian Express newspaper analysis for the date 7th as well as 8th January 2024, brought to you by Ganesh AS Academy. Okay, let's get into the today's newspaper analysis. Mentioned here are the list of articles which we are going to have the analysis in the upcoming slides. So have a look at it. Okay, let's get into the analysis of every article one by one. Government notifies a new drug making standards after overseas deaths. Recently, there has been issues related to the deaths that has arisen in the foreign countries by the foreign countries because of the drugs that has been exported from India. This is for the allegation that has been raised by many countries like Uzbekistan, Ghana, so on and so forth. Okay, that is the reason why they have revamped, restructured the manufacturing standards, the government. This is the news. This is what the news is about. Let's look into how the news has been related to examination. Under prelims, it has been related to Indian polity, and similarly under mains, it is related to awareness in the field of IT space, computers, robotics, and nanotechnology. And at the same time, it could also be asked in the GS paper to the regulatory authorities. So this is how the news has been related with examination. Okay, let's look into the details of the news. Government notifies good manufacturing practice to ensure quality in the drugs made in the country. Because of the death that has been arised in the foreign countries like Gambia, Uzbekistan, and then US, and then Cameroon. These are all the countries where certain peoples have been died because of consuming the drugs that has been exported from India. This is for the allegation that has been raised to in order to revamp the standards of manufacturing. Such good manufacturing practice has been now been made. A risk-based assessment after these kind of incidents has taken place. A risk-based assessment of 254 manufacturing units have conducted. In that, 112 public testing labs have also been tested, where it has been found that there has been poor documentation, and also there has been wide range of deficiency in the standards that they are following in their manufacturing as well as the testing facilities. This new regulation, so on the basis of the outcome of this assessment only, this good manufacturing practice has been established. This new regulation is aimed at quality control, and at the same time ensure proper documentation and then IT backing to maintain the quality of medicine. So this is what the manufacturing practices aims about. So let's look into good manufacturing practices. It is a system for ensuring products are consistently produced and controlled according to quality standards, and it enables to minimize the risk involved in any pharmaceutical production. World Health Organization have already established general guidelines for goods manufacturing practices, but many countries have formulated their own goods manufacturing practices according to their own requirement. So this is what the goods manufacturing practices is about. And what is the need for GMP is there has been poor quality of Indian manufacturing drugs, and also there is lack of testing of incoming raw materials, and then there is infrastructure deficiency that has arisen across the testing facilities and also at the laboratory, and then there is poor documentation across the labs as well as the facilities where the manufacturing of drugs has been happening. So what are the major changes in goods manufacturing processes that has been undertaken by this good the standards that has taken place, that are introduced by the government, is it ensures quality control measures and also proper documentation and then IT backing to maintain the quality. So this is what the major changes that has happened in GMP. And what is the advantages of GMP is it brings Indian industry on par with global standards, and at the same time it enables the country to become a global manufacturing hub. So the standards will enable the pharmaceutical manufacturing in India, which in turn will be contributing to the overall goal of India to become the manufacturing hub. Thirdly, it ensures investment in pharma sectors. So these are all the advantages of good manufacturing practices, and what are all the things need to be studied further is we should be aware of what is Central Drug Standard Controlling Organization, and what is Sugam Portal, and then what is ICMR, their structure, function as well as the objective. So under this topic only, these are all the areas which we needed to be further aware of, and these are all the other areas with relation to the GMP. So and with this we have reached the end of this topic. Freights rate have doubled due to Red Sea disruptions, officials have said. So there has been a attack by the Houthi rebels. The Yemen country backed Houthi rebels have been attacking the shippings, private ships that has been passing through the trade routes, that is the red routes. So that is the reason why they have been using the alternate route to export the goods from the western to eastern part of the country. So as a result of which, the freights as well as the insurance cost has got raised, which in turn is which in turn have the impact on the goods that has been imported by the countries in the eastern part of the eastern part of the earth, as well as the western part of those countries which have been importing. So how the news has been related is, under prelims it has been related to current events of national as well as international importance. Similarly, under mains it is related to Indian economy and issues relating to planning, mobilization of resource, growth, development and employment, which comes under GS paper 3, economic and development. So this is how the news has been related with examination. Okay, let's look into the explanation of the news. The freight rates to Europe. The freight rate to Europe, India's second largest export destination via Red Sea region, have almost doubled due to attacks that has been happening in the Red Sea route. And India's approach should include, what is the approach need to be taken by India as said by GTRI, that is the Global Trade Initiative. What they are saying is that India need to look for the alternative trade route that bypass the Bab el Mandeb Strait where the attack has been happening. And also there is a India need to negotiate contracts for oil as well as liquefied natural gas from alternate suppliers. And also at the same time, India could also provide the humanitarian aid to the Yemen, and also negotiate freight with the international shipping companies, and then paying part of the increased insurance expenses. So these are all the alternative, or these are all the things which India need to be doing as said by the GTRI. And at the same time, India is heavily reliant on Bab el Mandeb Strait, which is right now under the attack of Houthi rebels. India is dependent on the strait for crude oil as well as LNG import, and the trade with key region faces substantial economic. If there is any kind of disruption in the trade or the route that trade that is happening in the route, means there will be certain economic as well as security risk will be happening in India. This is what the importance it holds for India. And at the same time, nearly 60% of India's crude oil, which is being imported during 2020 to 23 period, it is being valued at $105 billion, have been traded through this route only. So why are the attacks happening? Is Yemen backed Houthi rebels have been targeting vessels in the Red Sea to support the Hamas in the war against the Israel. This is why the attack has been happening. And what is the importance of Red Sea to India is, it is the shortest distance to reach the Mediterranean Sea from the Indian Ocean. Secondly, India's majority of textile as well as agri exports have been happening through this route only, as a result of which, because of the shortest distance and its related cost effectiveness, it ensures competitiveness in the export market. And also at the same time, it ensures crude oil passing through this, the crude oil, majority of the crude oil which is being imported by India also being passed through this route only. This is the importance the Red Sea holds for India. So this is what the map looks like. So it is nearly 26 days trip. If it is going to, the blue line indicates the trade that is happening to the Red Sea route from eastern part to the western part. But if it is going to take the alternative route, that is bypass the Red Sea route and go through the Cape of Good Horn, means the number of days that is required to reach the destination will be increased to 36 days. As a result of which, the economic freight cost as well as the insurance cost will also get raised. So to overcome this, recently India has taken certain measures. What are the measures? It has enhanced the maritime surveillance effort, and also task groups comprising destroyers and frigates have been deployed. Indian Navy and then Indian Coast Guards maintain close coordination for exclusive economic zone surveillances. And at the same time, US also launched the Operation Prosperity Guardian to ensure the safeguard for the ship that has been passing through this route. But India hasn't joined this operation until now. So this is what the measures that has been taken by India to overcome such kind of attacks that has been happening on the Red Sea route. And what need to be studied for this, we should be aware of the Red Sea map, OPEC, and also Gulf Cooperation Council. These are all the other areas which we needed to be further aware of. And in terms of OPEC as well as Gulf Cooperation Council, we should be aware of what is the structure, function as well as the objectives. And with this, we have reached the end of this topic. Supreme Court's Legal Service Committee. So the news is related to appointment of new chairman to the Legal Service Committee. That is the reason why it has appeared in the news. Let's look into how the news is related to examination. Under prelims, it has been related to Indian polity, governance, constitution, political system. Similarly, under mains, it has been related to structure, organization, functioning of executive and the judiciary, which comes under GS paper 2. So this is how the news has been linked with the examination. So Justice B.R. Gavai has been nominated as chairman of the Legal Service Committee, the Supreme Court's Legal Service Committee, and he has been nominated under the statute of Section 3A of Legal Service Authority Act 1987, along with Rule 10 of the NALSA 1995. This is under these statutes only he has been appointed. And what is the Supreme Court's Legal Service Committee is? Supreme Court's Legal Service Committee was constituted to provide free and competent legal service to the weaker section of the society, and at the same time the committee comprises of the sitting Supreme Court judge, who also act as the chairman, and other members who has the experience and qualifications prescribed by the center according to the statutory act. And the chairman as well as the other members will be nominated by Chief Justice of India. Chief Justice of India also appoint the secretary to the committee, which is very important from the perspective of prelims. And the Rule 10 of NALSA, what it says is that it lays down the numbers, experience as well as the qualification of the Legal Service Committee's members. Under Section 27 of 1987 Act, the center is empowered to make rules in consultation with Chief Justice of India to carry out the provision of Act. So this is how the members of the Legal Service Committee have been elected as well as appointed. And members of Legal Service Committee, it consists of not more than 9 members, and it includes ex officio members such as Attorney General of India, Joint Secretary to Department of Justice, and Additional Secretary to Department of Expenditure, and then Registrar General of Supreme Court. And center can also nominate in consultation with Chief Justice of India with other members from among those having the requisite qualification as prescribed under the statutory act. And why Supreme Court Legal Service Committee is needed is what DPSP is saying is that under Article 39A of the Constitution, the state shall secure that the operation of the legal system promotes justice on the basis of equal opportunity, and shall in particular provides free legal aid by suitable legislation or schemes or in any other way to ensure opportunities for securing justice are not denied to any citizen. This is under another article, that is Article 14 and 22A of the Fundamental Right. makes it obligatory for the state to ensure equality before the law and the legal system that promotes justice based on equal opportunities. So this is the reason why this legal service committee has been formed or established. And also the idea for legal service legal aid program have started during 1950s, but it was only in 1980s only it got implemented in the form of formation of NALSA Act. And during 1980, a committee at the national level was established under the chairmanship of then Supreme Court Judge P.N. Bhagwati, and the committee was given the charge for implementing the legal aid scheme and started monitoring the legal aid activities across India. And what is the dispensing of the services? NALSA Act 1987 came into force during 1995 only to establish a nationwide network providing free and competent legal service to the weaker section, and also at the same time it also aimed to organize lok adalats and constitutes legal service authority. Subsequently, in every state legal service authorities have also been formed to implement the NALSA policies as well as the direction. So this is how the service that legal service has been dispensed under the Supreme Court Legal Service Committee. And what need to be studied further is we should be aware of what is DPSP and what is the articles provided under it, what is fundamental rights, what is the difference between fundamental rights and DPSP, and what is the structure, function and objective of National Human Rights Commission. So this is how the news, these are all the further areas which we needed to be aware of, and with this we have reached the end of this topic. How artificial intelligence is being harnessed in the treatment of cancer. So the news is related to usage of artificial intelligence in the treatment of cancer, which has been right now been established in Mumbai, the Tata's Memorial Hospital. Under prelims, it has been related to general science. Similarly, under mains, it has been related to GS paper 3, science and technology, awareness in the field of IT, space, computer, robotics, nanotech and biotech, and issues relating to IPR. So this is how the news has been related with examination. So researchers at Mumbai's Tata's Memorial Hospital have used data from 60,000 patients to establish bioimaging bank for cancer. This data have laid the ground to build the targeted algorithm, that is the AI based algorithm, to help detect the disease at the earliest stage. Hospitals have also used this AI based algorithm which has been formed from the data that has been collected from the patient to reduce the radiation exposure for the pediatric patient during the CT scans. So these are all the things that has been happening in the cancer related treatment with relation to the artificial intelligence. So what is the Tata Memorial Hospital AI led cancer initiatives about? The bioimaging which has been created from the data acts as the repository for the radiology and then pathology image, and it has been linked with clinical information and outcome data and treatment specifics as well as the traditional metadata. And this resource is also used to train, validate and test the AI based algorithms and then to advance the medical diagnostics as well as the research outcomes. And the project is being currently focused on head as well as neck cancer and at the same time lung cancer. Under these two cancers only right now been focused under this initiative, and after some times the scope of this project will also get extended to different types of cancer by ensuring that the data will be inculcated into the AI algorithm so that it could be able to precisely target the cancer diagnostic and then ensure the fruitful outcome in the treatment. And then this multi-institute and it has been the multi-institutional project because it has been funded by Union Government, that is the Department of Biotechnology, in collaboration with IIT Bombay, Rajiv Gandhi Cancer Institute and Research Center, New Delhi, and then AIIMS New Delhi and Chandigarh Hospital, PGIMER Chandigarh Hospital, So these are all the organizations that has been providing fund for this initiative. So that is the reason why it is called as multi-institutional project. And how AI use clinical as well as imaging data for cancer detection is AI emulates the human brain's information processing capability, so that it could able to analyze the radiological as well as pathological images that has been obtained from the patient, and it could able to learn and create learn from the extensive data set to recognize the unique features such as tissue changes associated with various cancers, so that a comprehensive treatment could be provided by the AI based algorithms. And the creation of tumors or the creation of this data banks could also be used to reduce the radiations that has been happening during the CT scans. So is already been AI being used for the detection and diagnosis of cancer? Yes. The last year 60,000 patients data have been collected, and the hospitals have begun to use this data to reduce the radiation exposure. So they have reduced by 40% in terms of radiation exposure, and a specific algorithm in the ICU for the thoracic radiology, which immediately provides the diagnosis that cross checks the, which has been cross checked by the doctors. What they have said is that it is 98% correct. So such kind of accuracy has been obtained in terms of the outcome of the treatment provided in the ICU's thoracic radiology by the algorithm. So what is the role of AI in the treatment of cancer in future is AI is expected to play a transformative role in cancer treatment, especially in mitigating fatalities in rural India where the cancer treatment hasn't been penetrated. And AI's potential lies in tailoring the treatment approaches based on diverse patient profile, optimizing the outcomes. And at the same time, what the doctors are saying is that a future where the AI will be used to swiftly detect the complex cancer without the need for extensive test, which has been used right now. This in turn will reduce the unwanted chemotherapy which has been suggested by the doctors right now. So what are all the things which we needed to be further aware of along with the topic is we should be aware of what is AI, what is machine language, what is Internet of Things, and what is augmented reality, virtual reality, as well as mixed reality. So these are all the other areas which we needed to give the focus apart from the news. So and with this we have reached the end of this topic. Let's look into today's practice prelims question. So mentioned here is the today's practice prelims question. Those students, those who are watching this session online, please do comment the option point for the question which you are seeing right now on the board. So with this, we have reached the end of today's session. Do like, comment, share, as well as subscribe Ganesh IAS YouTube channel, and so that you could able to receive the current affair notification as well as the weekly current affair session of environment as well as the science and tech, and also other session which will be brought to you in the future by Ganesh IAS Academy. Please do subscribe. Thank you.